in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings be released from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts they will be the heirs. So good morning, everyone. We have a number of things we're doing here to get the technical side working, so I'm just going to give people just a moment to get settled here. It's good? Okay. We're now translating into Chinese, so we're very grateful that somebody's willing to make the Dharma available for others. We're also broadcasting on YouTube so that those in the future can also get a chance to learn the Dharma. So today I actually want to share something that brings a lot of joy to my heart. Another one of these, you could say, dreams that I've had for quite a while, and I can begin to see the seeds starting to sprout. Yesterday, the group of us continued some conversations on feedback. How do we give feedback? How to receive feedback? And one of the men shared a story that he had recently with his son. He shared that he contacted his son and said, I've been learning some new communication skills at the monastery, and I realize I've been pretty hard on you, a bit harsh, pretty demanding, and I want to apologize. And I actually really want to listen to you and hear what you have to say. What are some of your thoughts on this? And he said his son's response was something like, Dad, I don't know how to respond. You never talked like this before. The request from their dad to say, I really want to listen to you, to their son. It's like, Dad, I've never had this experience before. Probably the experience in the past has always been Dad telling me what to do, not I'm willing to listen to you. So the man here shared, that my son told me quite a lot, a chance to really listen to him. He said, but however, I still think, quite a few times I was still using judgment and some level of demanding kind of energy. But compared to before, it was a lot less. And you can see he was really trying. He's really trying to apply some of these principles we've been learning about how do we speak with a heart of loving kindness, gentle speech, right, caring speech. And he was trying to use that in his relationship with his son. And he said, I would like everybody's feedback. How could I have improved? What could I have said? And another participant shared how actually just being willing to openly listen to your son is a huge step. Because as sons, especially with strong fathers, oftentimes we just want to be heard. We just want to be understood. We just want to know that we matter. That we can share our experience and not immediately have our father interpret it and judge it and put it in his experience. Because he's right and he needs to establish his, authority. But just to have a father say, know what? I respect you. I respect your experience. I respect your decisions. And I immediately had a very rich conversation on what does it mean to be a man? You could say, of course, good communication and feedback isn't just limited to men. I would say women definitely would benefit it as well. But here we have a group of men, and so they said, this is a new way to be a man. And people said, wow, this story you just had be great to write up, because many parents and children, many fathers and sons have this dynamic, right? Father lectures the son, and the son, over time, honestly pushes the father away because they don't want to just constantly hear their father lecturing them, telling them what to do. I want to live my own life. And the father shared, here says, you know what, I realized that when my son, because we're talking about needs, right, feelings and needs, the nonviolent communication language, so I realized what my son really needs is respect. I try to listen to him with respect. And he really needs autonomy, ability to make his own decisions. I thought, well, that's pretty good. Just from a couple of you could say classes on communication, I begin to realize, wow, I can relate to those I deeply care about in a completely new way. That's from a different place. That's coming from wisdom and compassion. So I thought, what are some of the things that happen there that you could say maybe is a new way of expressing masculinity? Or you can say a dharmic way of expressing masculinity. So rather than a masculinity that needs to be right, I'm in charge, I'm right, everyone listen to me. It's a masculinity that's willing to learn, willing to admit mistakes. And that's wisdom, right? The opposite of wisdom is I'm always right. That's complete ignorance. I'm always right. Wisdom is I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. And the other one is, I think, around kindness and compassion. That rather than trying to deal with things through anger, aggression, and force, we can actually use kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, which is rejoicing in others' goodness or others' happiness, and equanimity, a respect for other people's ability to make decisions for their own lives. That's actually a completely different way to be in the world, rather than simply through anger and force and being kind of in charge. And so in that conversation, I thought, if you look at it, number one, when he talked with his son, a willingness to admit mistake. I'm sorry that maybe I was a little bit too hard on you when you're growing up. A little bit too harsh in my language, a little bit too demanding in my speech. I hope that you'll forgive me, and I'll try to do better, right? Wisdom and care. And a willingness to listen. Right? I want to really listen to you. Such a simple act, but it says so much. It shows respect. It shows a deep care, and that listening, if it's coupled with empathy, right, a willingness to really listen to another person's feelings and deeper needs, not just I'm listening to you to reinforce my own opinion, my own way of thinking, or to prove my point, but really listening to who you are, because I really care about you. I really want to support you. So how do I do that? We don't have the Buddha's spiritual, maybe somebody does, Buddha's spiritual ability to read people's minds and hearts. But for ordinary living beings like myself, and I think many of us online, what's the best way to know what's in people's hearts? We listen, right? We just ask, what's really alive for you? What's going on? I really want to know because I care about you. And I listen. And then, rather than trying to fix them, to try to solve their problems, or to put them in my box of how things are supposed to be, I'm there in service to you. I'm here to support you in your aspirations, in your purpose in life, your journey in life. So rather than a mindset of, I deserve, everyone should listen to me, rather, I'm here to serve. And there's another quality that I could see in this man who was sharing, that and he's coming in with a lot of experience in the world, ran a company, fairly successful, and he can come here into the monastery with a sense that I deserve everyone's respect. Everyone should listen to me, because I actually know what's really going on. But instead of coming with an attitude, I'm here to serve. I'm here to learn. And that's what we're doing here in the monastery. We're not becoming monks. I'm not sure everyone wants to be a monk, but he said we're learning in this, becoming a cultivator. It's not in order to have everyone respect us. That's not why we're cultivating. It's not because we really want to prove ourselves to be the best cultivator. Why we're here to cultivate wisdom and compassion, to be able to learn from other people and to be able to care with real skill. Maybe one more I think is very valuable, is the ability to communicate well. For this father and son, honestly, if a father really cares about his son, what better way to teach a son than to teach him good communication? So oftentimes we learn how to communicate from our parents. We learn how to resolve conflicts by watching our parents resolve conflict. And perhaps if the conflicts are resolved through yelling and forcing or manipulating, that's what we learn. We learn that's the way we resolve conflict. But if we can learn to resolve conflict with respect and understanding and willingness to learn, a willingness to make sure everyone's cared for, everyone's needs are met, it's another way to resolve conflict. And what better way you think that you can help a son or our children or each other live a life of well-being and harmony with those around us than to be able to communicate well and be able to resolve conflict with kindness and wisdom. So maybe just that much for this morning. So I just was quite inspired to see the level of vulnerability and willingness to really apply what we're learning in our day-to-day lives, in our real relationships. Okay, so maybe just that much for this morning. Wish everyone a chance. You could reflect, right? How do I communicate? How do I receive feedback? How do I listen? Okay, Amitofo.